sad day in the MLB world. It's one of the greatest baseball players to ever do it. Hank Aaron has passed away this morning at the age of 86. We all know him. He's all you baseball fans out there, you know who Hank Aaron is. But if you guys don't know who Hank Aaron is, he used to be the home run king. You know, he beat Babe Ruth's record. I think it was in the 70s. I can't remember what year. And he has a career high of 755 home runs, which is second most behind, of course, the great Barry Bonds. It was 1974, actually. Excuse me, that's when it was. He was at age 40 when he did it. He spent 23 seasons in Major League Baseball, and get this, he was a 25-time All-Star. I want to explain how that happened. So when he first started playing, I think it was like his first couple of years, they had two All-Star games in one season, but then after that, they just changed it to one. So that's how he ended up becoming a 25-time All-Star. So just if you guys get confused by that. He was again. So he was a 25-time All-Star. He was an NL MVP. He was in 1957 and a two-time batting champion. And he had a 3.93 batting average with the Braves and won a 7-game World Series against the Yankees in 1957. And he was baseball's home run king for 30 years before Barry Bonds broke that record. And it was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1982 after being named on 97.8% of ballots, almost unanimously. First of all, man, this one's big. This is big in the Major League Baseball world. He's one of the all-time sports legends. He's an icon of baseball. So with that said, may his soul rest in peace. Condolences to the Atlanta Braves. That's the team he primarily played for. Condolences to his former teammates and his family. And Mario, before I give it to you, man, we always do this. Let's give this man a moment of silence. Thank you. So Mario, man, I'm going to give it to you now.
Well, before I say anything about Hank Aaron's career, I just want to say rest in peace to him and condolences to his family. Yeah, I mean, like you said, this is huge, a huge loss in the MLB. Hank Aaron, you can make a case as him being one of the greatest baseball players of all time. When you really look at it, he's got batting titles, he's got a World Series ring, he has the All-Star games, he is a Hall of Famer. I believe he has an MVP too. Am I correct?
That is correct.
So I mean, I think he checks all the boxes to be one of the greatest to be the greatest of all time, without a doubt. One thing though, I really look at Hank Aaron. When I look at Hank Aaron, the one thing I really think about is like he was a big part of that color barrier. And the way I explain that is because you got to also remember 19 like the time he was playing, like 74, 75, all that, especially even the
52.
time when he came into the league, the 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 white versus colored situation was still in effect in the world. And I mean, and I know Hank Aaron because I'm reading a book right now, and Hank Aaron's mentioned in it, and Hank Aaron completely talks about like dealing with race and everything like that. And for a guy who was because he was kind of treated poorly a decent amount of times, and for a guy who was treated poorly, he was always humble, he was always gracious. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't one of those guys to like have anger. It seemed like he was always a humble guy. He was always a passive guy, and that's what I respect the most about him. Obviously, he was the home run king for almost 30 years until Barry Bonds broke that record. And I mean, like congratulations to Barry Bonds. But again, Hank Aaron, he was a big, huge factor. He is a big key piece in baseball history, without a doubt. And I mean, again, I believe there's only like 3 guys in like the 700 home run club. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's him, Babe Ruth, and Barry Bonds, and that's about it. So I mean, you put him in that category with just those. I mean, it's an honor. It really is. And honestly, Hank Aaron is a guy who's inspired so many baseball players, whether they realize it or not. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously, Jackie Robinson was the man who actually broke the color barrier. But when you look at like a lot of black baseball players, and you look at a lot of minority baseball players, Hank Aaron is the guy is the guy that you really gotta like look up to, because he is the guy who truly, he didn't break the barrier, but he was truly a big, huge factor into ascending minorities in baseball. And not only that, he has an award named after him for doing good charity work, the Hank Aaron Award. And I think, oh no, I'm sorry, that's Roberto Clemente. He has an award named after him, the Hank Aaron Award. So like, you could just tell how big his impact was in baseball. And I mean, there's really nothing else for me to say. Like, he is one of the greatest baseball players to ever live, and you can make a case for him being the greatest baseball player to ever live. So with that being said, again, rest in peace to him. Condolences to his family. Again, condolences to the Atlanta Braves, the team that he played for a very long time. And yeah, this is a huge loss for the MLB.
Absolutely. There's a couple of things that I forgot to mention that I just wanted to put out here. After his, it's been more than 44 years after his last game. He still ranks first on baseball's all-time list for RBIs for 2,297. He's second in home runs, of course, with 755. He's third in hits with 3,771, and fourth in runs with 2,174. Like I said, his career batting average was .305, and the Hank Aaron Award was given in his was created in his honor in 1999, and he was the senior vice president of the Atlanta Braves. So I mean, yeah, like you said, he had a very big impact on the MLB world, and this is on the baseball world, the color barrier. And when I was a little kid, this was a guy I looked up to. Because I may not be full black in color, but I was made fun of for my skin color. A lot of the kids that I used to go to school with and play baseball with, most of them were white. And that's not a big deal, of course. I'm not saying that it is, but I was always picked on for being different, I guess you can say. And I always looked up to Hank Aaron, like this dude, like you said, this dude was very humble despite how poorly he was treated and all that. And I always looked up to him, and it got me to this point. I'm very thankful that he played the game of baseball. I'm very thankful that he was such an inspiration and all of that. It's just very, very sad to see such a legend die, and I'm very grateful that he played again, inspiring all these black people and all these minorities to play baseball, to play sports in general. He's inspired many athletes that don't even play baseball either. And it's very thankful, it's very grateful to see things like that in this world still. So with that said, may his soul rest in peace. God bless him. God bless his family and the Atlanta Braves and all of his former teammates. And this is just a huge loss for Major League Baseball.